Hi, it's Celeste, your canary in the coal mine. Today I wanted to talk about colds. In the last week, I started to feel like I was coming down with a cold. My throat started to get a little bit sore and scratchy, and my energy started dropping off. And I thought, uh-oh, I don't want this to go on. I want to turn this around if I possibly can. So I wanted to tell you what kinds of things I do when I want to turn around a cold. I don't run to the drugstore and start taking over-the-counter medications. As per my name, your canary in the coal mine, I often have reactions to those things. So what I do instead is I encourage my body's own natural healing processes. The truth is that it is our body itself that knows how to heal. And all the other things we do are just to try to support it in the healing process. It is not the over-the-counter medications that heal us. It is our body that's healing ourselves. So my goal is to make it as easy as possible for my body to heal itself. So I started to notice these symptoms on a Tuesday evening. I felt a little wonky later in the evening, and I decided, first of all, I went to bed early because Rule 1 is get the maximum amount of rest that you can, because resting is when the body is healing itself. The body really isn't doing a whole lot of healing when you're busy and active during the day. So as soon as I started to notice the symptoms, I went to bed. And then the next day when I woke up, I did not feel well. And I thought, okay, what can I do to continue to turn this around? So the next thing I did was I didn't eat. When you're eating, your body is using most of its energy for digesting food. So if you don't eat, and in some cases some people don't even feel very hungry when they're not feeling well, honor that. That's the body saying, hey, I really need this energy to be able to take care of what's going on in the body. So when I did start to feel a little hungry, I just went and had a big glass of water. And I just kept having more and more water, which is another aspect of this. And that is drink as much liquid as you possibly can, and pure water is the best. Why is that true? It's because, okay, now your immune system is on the ball and it's fighting whatever this is, and it's throwing off toxic waste products as it kills off whatever this is, the virus. And so it needs a place to dump that, and it dumps it into the water that you ingest that becomes part of your blood and part of your lymph, and then it's excreted through your kidneys. So lots of rest, lots of water, don't eat are my three main criteria. Then in my case, I often find that it's helpful if I'm starting to develop a sore throat. I just take a cup of water and heat it up to the boiling point and throw in a lot of salt, maybe a quarter of a cup of salt. It doesn't matter. The water will only take in as much salt as it can. So, I stir it, let it sit for a while, let it cool down, and then I take small sips of the extremely salty water and gargle with it, because for me that seems to help with throat symptoms. And some people like to use like a little bit of honey as a way to soothe their throat. I don't like to do that because I don't want to turn on my digestive processes. But anyway, so I had one rough day where I just laid in bed all day to give my body the maximum rest. I slept on and off, and when I wasn't sleeping, I was just reading a book. And by the next day, I could feel that I was on the uphill side of the condition, but I had the opportunity to stay home another day. Even though I had some classes to attend online, I didn't have to get up and get out of the house. And so I could continue to try to do the maximum rest that I could. It turns out that I just wasn't all that sleepy, which is one of the reasons why I knew that I was on the uphill side. Excuse me. And I just rested some more, read some more, did some light work on my computer, attended these classes online. And then by the next day, my energy was coming right back up again. And although this is the next day, so this is like Friday, and you can hear that there's a little bit of raspiness in my voice, I can feel that there's a little bit of postnasal drip, but my energy level is way better. I know I'm on the uphill side of this. It might take a day or two more to clear the fuzziness in my throat, the feeling that there's something dripping down my throat. But I'm really happy with what happened. And I didn't use any medications, and I just let the body do its natural processes. And I just wanted to share with you some of the things that you can do that would be a way to turn colds around without spending 2 weeks dripping and sneezing and coughing and everything. And now this doesn't always work. For me, it really depends on me noticing the symptoms in my throat right away. The earlier that I notice that funny feeling in my throat and get on this program, the more likely it is to turn around. If I ignore it and I continue to do my usual activities and say I don't have time for this and stuff, I can almost be certain that I'll go all the way into a cold. So I wanted to share this information with you, kind of grandma's recipes of how we used to deal with colds back in the old days. And it still works because it's your body that's the healer. So, as usual, I just want to let you know that my website is yourcanaryinthecoalmine.com, and you can find an archive of all the videos that I've done on that website, so you can look for topics of interest to you. And as usual, I want you to get well and stay well. Thanks.